This is FanSpeak, a weekly live show where the fans of comics and its community are our guests. Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to the show. We're going to be getting ourselves into some pretty interesting news today. There's a lot of, chaos. It's chaos, but it doesn't mean it's not interesting. So hopefully you will find it interesting too. But definitely want to have ourselves some fun today, and we got to have ourselves a chairman address here in a moment, which is always great. But before I do that, I always want to say to you guys, check out our links down below, please. Also, if you could share this out, that helps us out the most. We also appreciate the subs and the likes and that stuff, but we are live streamers, so. But also, if you want to be on the show, or you want to be on the Drone Recorder and that kind of stuff, just hit me up on my Twitter or any of these guys, and they'll put you through that process. But of course, I want to come over here and say hello to our panelists, and we'll start with the man, the slickness, the slick Jimmy. Hey, dude.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm kind of crazy busy, but I find a couple hours a day, and I dig it out. So here I am.
There you go. Appreciate having the platform to collaborate for just a little bit.
Oh no, me too. It's kind of helps with the sanity, That's for sure.
Indeed.
Yeah. But of course, we have someone joining us today who shudders with electrical desire as he looks down from the clouds upon all the whingers and whiners and says, "Why? Why do you force my hand?" He is Thundero.
It's interesting that you say with electrical desire because
Mm.
that's all I'm going to say. It's just interesting that you say that. Hello, everybody.
Did you get a brand new flashlight?
Uh-oh.
No. I have one of those. It's called a wife.
Yeah, me too. You should get
Just
one.
plug her in.
You just plug her in, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I won't say that. I get in trouble for that. All right, but yay! But other than that, thank you for being here, Thundero. And today we have a rare moment in our weekly life where we get to hear some words of wisdom from not only an American patriot, but a Mason, an assassin who has special ninja clothes. Don't make me send him your way. It is the chairman. That was your you go now.
He's about to lay some bricks. What's going on?
I don't know. He was doing just fine. Now he can't talk.
Never fails.
Maybe he
What's this?
muted himself.
What?
Oh, there it is.
Sorry. Our chairman had a little out of chair experience.
Uh oh.
Okay, so after that, let's get right into this chairman's address because it's a very interesting topic came to me today because I stumbled upon a video, and I really think that everyone should go check this out. It's called it's something to the point of Democrat goes to a Trump rally and realizes that Democrats are screwed. And I want to say like the name. So Dr. Carolyn Boyasenko. She does this interview, and she's done several interviews actually, where she relates her experience of a Democrat going to. I mean, we're talking SJW type, of a person here. She's been on Twitter. She's been on different things. She recounts how she was mad. She was hateful to people. Called them all kinds of different names because she just knew they were racist and they were Nazis. And this is relevant here to Comicsgate. Very interesting to the independent comic movement because in the interview that I saw, she talked about how she was part of a knitting group. And apparently, knitting groups have online presence, and they get together and they share knitting designs and stuff. Well, if you could not of course, have a Trump knitting design, there was a vast SJW movement involved in eliminating all kinds of Trump, all kinds of conservative or Republican type people from out of the knitting community.
Wow.
And I find this interesting because as we have here in comics, you know we've of course had this whole movement ourselves of SJWs and information, both from just the characters inside the comic books, the characters, and then of course pushing out creators, writers, artists through the comic book world. So this is not just, and of course what we see going on around us today. This has been a large artistic civil war where upon people all from all walks of life, including knitting circles, have SJW content. So just to show how vast reaching what's going on with us and is in all of our culture. I wanted to bring that forward to you. Look that up. I found it interesting. I wanted to talk about it. But what, of course, are the fans talking about? Welcome to FanSpeak.
Well, thank you. We got through that pretty unroboted, almost completely slick. That wasn't bad, man. Thank you, Chairman.
Mazel tov.
Mazel tov,
Yeah,
indeed. Yeah. But I saw this woman you're talking about. I saw her speak, and she was shocked that she went and she got in line, and people were nice to her. And then she went
yeah,
in,
Yeah,
and there wasn't any
she's
hate
a
at all.
Trump supporter now. She's a Trump
She
supporter
is,
now.
yeah, yeah, because people were nice. It was a festive attitude, and I mean, just go watch the last rally he had. There were white boys dancing in the back, very poorly,
But
and
there were only 6,300 people. Okay, then he missed it. He didn't get it right. Oh, shut up.
yeah, well, I don't hate on the K-pop kids for what they did. That was pretty clever. That was pretty clever. That's one for them, dude. That's a check for South Korea. I don't know what that has to do with America, but they get a check for sure. Old Trumpy there, he's gonna have to work his stuff out and make sure he doesn't do that again. But I ain't mad at him. I'll give him that. Right? What'd you think about that whole thing with the some reason the K-pop kids? There's some K-pop guy over here that for some reason cares about what's going on in America, and he pushed his fans. What do you think about that, Thunder?
I think it's hilarious
It is.
that Koreans think their opinions matter because they don't.
Well, no, well, not in this situation, no. But I just thought
They matter in Korea. They don't matter in America or anywhere outside of Korea because Korea is quite literally our protectorate and they will do what they're told every time. So no, I don't care about them.
so you are mad then. All right. I thought it was funny. I got a chuckle. I mean, it was all right. I give you get the check, right?
It's our colony without any Americans in it except from demilitarized zone.
True,
Pretty
true,
much, yeah.
true. Yeah, yeah. Well, I don't talk a
Well,
lot
that's what
about
people
what
would
goes
say.
on in Asia over here. Occasionally, I'll bring it up, but yeah, you guys don't even know the absolute chaos that's going on over here because of all the chaos that's going on over there. Because you have idiots like,
Speak on it, man.
well, speaking of Korea, North Korea, you got Baby Kim, right? Baby Kim, he likes to show his butt every now and then because you got to pay attention to him. You see, if you don't pay enough attention to him, he's gonna squawk and he's gonna whine and he's gonna try to get your attention and get free stuff. But the problem is, if you guys remember, a couple of months ago, everyone thought he was dead, right? For some reason, and they were talking about who's going to take over, and they kept talking about his sister. Now, of course, with the way Korean politics work, North Korean politics, there's no way his sister would have ever been let to be get in charge. That actually would have been a good thing. It would have been a civil war up there, and who knows what would have came out the other end. But because she got mentioned, she got her head up. And it seems that Baby Kim likes his sister because if he doesn't like you, he kills you. He demonstrated that. But she's been making all kind of noise, dude. All kind of noise. She's been saying all kind of rhetoric about South Korea, how they're useless people and they should be wiped off the face of the planet, and et cetera, et cetera. Lots of war talk. Of course, they are sending missiles. Their boats are going here or there. Of course, they never actually do anything to actually provoke war. But it's hotter in Korea than I've ever seen it, right now. China has decided that it's a perfect time to start a war with India, to start a war in the Southeast Asian Sea with anybody who comes near that little fake island they built, to constantly every day send fighter jets into Taiwanese space, airspace, that is. And of course, they are oppressing their people at epic record levels, even for China. And it's funny to me listening to some people talk in the West when it comes to China and how Trump is so racist against them. Well, you know what? If you took just a couple of hours and you went to did some research on what it is to live in China, maybe your opinion would be different. Because let me give you a flash update. Since Tiananmen Square, it's gotten worse. Yeah. Everything you do in there is videotaped. Everything is seen. Every time you speak, they have a system built in with this 5G network, this Huawei thing. You wonder why all these foreign leaders or Western leaders are saying, no, no, we don't want that. Because, like, let me give you an example. If you drive in a cab, the cab is set up. They have like an Uber type of situation, right? And if you have to use an app to do it. There's no choice. If you don't use the app, you can't use the system, right? You can't just flag them down. You have to use this app. When you get in the car, everything you say and do is recorded. So say you say something just offhand that is slightly negative about anything that has to do with the Communist Party or just the police or anything like that, it will be recorded. And within a couple of hours, you will get a message on your phone saying, this is a warning and we're keeping count. That's
Oh,
how bad it is in China,
Man, the
right?
Stasi would have loved that.
Yeah,
yeah.
right. Right? And I could go on and on and on, but I think this illuminates it. Imagine in a place that you have to watch every word you say, or within hours you're going to get a message telling you that you're on a list, or maybe it's your second warning, and they'll send the cops to your door. Maybe they'll rough you up a little bit this time to make sure you get the message, or maybe they just knock your wife's head against the wall a couple times. Just make sure you get it, right? And if you do it that third time, well, you just disappear. And maybe your family never knows what happens to you ever. Or maybe you show up years later broken. I mean, just a broken human being. So, yeah, welcome to frickin' China.
Social credit score, baby.
Social credit score. I'm just saying that this is a reality. I mean,
You,
you
you
talk.
want me to make you feel terrible, Chester?
No, no,
That's not
no.
live stream you're talking about?
That's already happening over here too.
Oh, they
To
want
the
it. Yeah,
point. No, it's already happening. To the point where somebody does something political that people find offensive, and their spouses get fired, their girlfriends lose their job,
that's true.
they have their whole lives ruined when they didn't even do it.
Mm.
We're already living in totalitarianism over here. It's just a little softer than it is over there.
Yeah, I've noticed that. I've noticed that. I've noticed a lot of people getting called out for not putting their stuff forward. You know, the funny thing is, and the reason why it'll fail is I've seen so many idiots. I can't even, dude. I've seen so many idiots do two things recently that just makes me chuckle because it's so stupid. They come on and they do some big announcement where they talk about their white people, right? They talk about their privilege and such, and then they say, well, I'm going to step down, or I'm going to quit, or I'm going to do something, where they back up, right? And of course, they do it very publicly, so everybody knows. It doesn't, in the end, it's probably not going to cost them any money or anything like that because of the way they do it. And more importantly, if you actually wanted to help people who you thought were being oppressed, wouldn't it be better to stay in the position of power you have and help them? Now you're just throwing it on them, right? Which is kind of crazy. But anyway, you guys know what's going on. It's insanity.
And you know what's even crazier? The Japanese continue to make that hentai shit.
They do. Yeah, they don't. They don't care about your business, Slick. They don't care what you think. They're gonna do what they got to do. That's just the way it
Yeah.
is. Anyway, summer is starting to come on. I got rainy days here, but we're about to. Ooh, next week we're going to be in the 4th of July. 4th of July this week, this year is on a Saturday. That's bad timing, I think.
Yay!
Yeah. So, what are you guys planning on doing the 4th of July? Because I think it's going to be an interesting day.
hoping to go to Richmond, but I'm not sure yet because my automobile decided it doesn't want to work.
Well, I'm gonna go
We'll just
and,
steal one.
if I have some time, just march with the parade, armed.
Yeah, well, I hope there's a parade. I really think every American should just go out and walk in the street and have a happy parade. Seriously. What do you think about
Our
that,
our
DeWolf?
our damn governor here just said everybody needs to wear a mask. Everybody needs to wear a mask.
Okay,
Without
fine.
enforcing it, and I'm just like, okay, whatever.
It was, I believe it was Jefferson that said that Fourth of July should be celebrated every year with fireworks, the shooting of guns and bonfires and parades.
There you go. Yeah.
Well, we're doing the bonfires now, though. It's in the cities. We're shooting of the guns. So, and now they're doing fireworks. So all we got to do now is just kind of celebrate the fact that it's Fourth of July with some barbecue and watermelon.
Mm, mm, mm. I was trying to drink coffee, DeWolf. Don't do that. God. But anyway, so yeah, chipper happiness. That's good. But of course, I went looking to the news to see if there's any kind of happy stuff, and I've seen two things in the news. I've seen outrage, and I've seen sadness. Now, the good thing is, there's plenty of YouTube channels and things like that that don't have ignored this completely and just keep doing their content. So that's nice because we can all take a break and enjoy that. But yeah, I couldn't find any happy news today, guys. None.
Mm.
Oh well.
Hey, what about Florida man? That's happy news.
Florida Man is happy news. I don't know where Todd is. You should come over here and promote it. But it sounds like they're doing good. They got picked up by a lot of people are talking about. There's some controversy because it sounds like someone dropped them and wouldn't cover it. So that's always good. That puts more eyes on it. But I don't know. Did you guys hear about what's going on with that? Somebody like dropped them, wouldn't cover their book for some reason.
Well, yeah, it was Reddit, right?
Was
And
it?
so yeah, you know how Todd is very much a digital promoter. He will take
Mm,
uh, a link and he'll start throwing it out and he'll tell other people, hey, go throw this out over here and help me throw this out. And so he's very much a digital promoter, and so he popped up with over in Reddit, and he went to go promote it there. And they found out all the particulars of the book and who it's connected with, indie comics and whatnot, and Mike Barron. And they said, hey, we don't want any mention of this. And so they went, look, the guy he got blocked from here. Here he is. He
yeah.
got blocked, and so he went from 45% funded to 88 to 100, and now it's 200 and soaring. How you doing, Todd?
Hey, Todd.
I'm doing really good, guys. How's it going?
Oh, really well. We were talking about um, what exactly was going on in Florida, man, because I guess DeWolf was explaining Reddit had somehow blocked you or something like that. Of course, that's good. That makes attention for it. But he was explaining why, which I don't understand why. You're not political, and Mike Barron certainly
No,
isn't.
no, and it's because obviously they recognized Chris Brawley as the guy who runs Bleeding Fool. So Bleeding Fool is very kind and generous to CG creators because it's obviously a difference. It's like the opposite or anti Bleeding Cool, and
Right.
it has a different slant. So, the day before we were doing it, me, Evan Hotep, and him, we did some share. We did some sharing of the link. I did it in Florida Man subreddit. He did it and so other people have done it. But when Chris did it himself, he got banned and permanently banned from the comic book subreddit, which I've been a part of with two different emails. So my karma number, whatever that means, it's a weird thing over there. But my karma number is in the hundreds in one and only real low in the other. So it's not something like you can't, like I haven't done it in the comic book subreddit, but I've done it in other places. I just knew that there was going to be an issue over there, so I just didn't do it. I was kind of warned ahead of time, but when he did it, look what happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I still don't understand why that matters. I don't understand Reddit. Is Reddit some kind of communist center or something?
Well, it's partly owned by the Chinese.
Oh well, there you go.
10 cent, I believe. Is that's something Chinese?
Yeah, that's something
Yeah.
Chinese for sure. That's the actual Chinese government something.
Oh, really? So yeah,
Yeah.
they own part of Reddit, but that doesn't mean Comicsgate or anyone with a Comicsgate project shouldn't be able to go over there. What you can't do in the comic book subreddit is, hey, I'm so and so. This is my project. You can't even do that. You can have someone else do it. It's like you have to have a third party do it. So you can go and post your picture and say, look, I drew this today. What does everybody think? And they either upvote or downvote. But as far as sharing actual projects online, it can't be shared by one of the creators. So it is a very weird place. It's very fascist place over there.
Hmm. Well, that is one thing that the Chinese have been doing. That not enough people are paying attention. Although I have to say that the American government is paying close attention, so that's good. The nonsense that's going on isn't distracting them from doing their job, so that I'm happy about that. But yeah, no, China, they've always been this way. This is how they do things. They attack politically and economically. They don't cross their borders and actually make war. It's just not the Chinese way. The entire history of what we call Japan since the 700s, 700 AD or 734 AD, I guess, has been a economic and political war against Japan ever since. So it's what they do. And for them using like 10 cent, there was like this thing came out recently where there was a Mexican broadcasting company because the Chinese government is not allowed to like have a radio or TV channel in America and promote their communism. Right, it's illegal somehow, but they were going through this Mexican channel that some Chinese lady had bought, and they were broadcasting into America, and they caught him. And I think AG Barr came in, blocked something, or Ted Cruz is doing something. Something's going on with it. But they're constantly trying to get their message out. And if you think they're not pouring money into Black Lives Matter right now, you're crazy, right? Because one of the things that just kills me, which I kind of cut myself earlier, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to say it. One of the things that kills me is how many of these rich people, these CEOs, these celebrities, these politicians, these people who think they're important are throwing money and praise at Black Lives Matter, and it's clear to me they haven't even bothered to read the damn Black Lives Matter webpage. I guarantee it. Because what happens a few years from now when people start asking and start canceling people for who stood with the communist regime? Yeah. Have any of you guys gone and read the Black Lives Matter webpage? Have you done it?
Thundaro has.
Thundar,
No, I
wow.
have it. I don't need to. I know what they're about.
Well, I mean, they're all about communism, and you know what the very first thing I found in there with communism stuff they were talking about was how we need to destroy the nuclear family. That's just wonderful. Let's
Oh
support
my
that. Let's
goodness.
throw money at that. If you go read it, it's nothing but a communist manifesto. But yet people are throwing money in it left and right. Yay, Black Lives Matter, and they don't even bother to know what the hell they're backing.
Yeah, it's very interesting how what you have going on is a culture war where instead of Andy Griffith and Leave It to Beaver, we want to have a Tank Girl and and Mad Max. I mean, it's a no brainer. Who in the world wants to go ahead and chase down? I mean, it'll be fun to that's what RPGs are for.
Mm.
Uh, but but we all know that you see these man, woman, children, sitting back, the whole thing. It's just insane.
It is, man, and I really, it's shocking to me because how many of these big CEOs are out there supporting that? And it's like, do you know that you're supporting straight up communism, or are you just an idiot? So from as far as I'm concerned, you're evil either way, right? But that's what's going on. Virtue signaling from the idiot masses. So, but it doesn't surprise me that Tencent owns Reddit because the Chinese are doing their best to corner the internet market. It's quite clever, actually. Let's not assume or think that the Chinese are stupid because they're not. And going out there and trying to control banking, trying to control land. They own what 60% of all the world's resources. This is how China does it, right? America is more up in your friend in your face, up front in your face, and kind of pounding its chest at you is with the American way, and it works. But China, they're insidious, man. Watch out.
We do it by putting McDonald's in your town.
We do that too. Yeah, but I'm just
That's what
saying that.
happens. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah,
So, but the Black Lives Matter, the one thing that they have done that is successful, and you see it across all marketing platforms, is optics. How
oh
are
yeah,
you perceived by someone? And Black Lives Matter sounds great. I mean, who isn't after being able to go get behind someone who matters? I mean, and people matter. So they created that, and no one wants a downtrodden people, or an underdog.
yeah.
They get behind them. So, but that's just a phrase and a concept. Black Lives Matter, the organization, is an entirely different realm and monster.
It is. But the thing is that they've been playing on our compassion and our natural, humanity for freaking decades, dude. Aren't you getting sick of it? Aren't you getting sick of it? I mean,
Yeah, yeah,
it's not, this is currently being pushed underneath the banner of black grievance politics. But I mean, this has been going a long time, dude. And I'm just sick of it, right? Because, I don't have to open my mouth and say, I'm not a racist, I'm not this or that. I shouldn't have to say that. But look where they put the position. Look how many people are so scared and desperate that they won't even call out evil that's right in front of them simply because they're afraid of being called a racist. That's how browbeaten the white people in America, well, in the West, have become. That's how long it's been going on. That's the
yeah.
situation, and it's disgusting in every angle of it, right? Anyway,
It's totalitarianism. That's
it
all it
is.
is.
It is. But anyway, as far as this with Todd and his Florida Man graphic novel, sorry to hear about the Reddit thing, but it sounds like you were expecting it. But you're making money. I mean, you've already got 15 grand up in here, and in this environment, damn, dude, that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's obviously we're past the point where the sort of funds that we've gotten to back the book will pay for all the things that everyone wants, right? Because a lot of those things that are add-ons and stuff, really not making any money off a towel, and it's not really about. It's always been about getting the book in your hands and having that book be square bound for me. So that Doug TenNapel kind of idea of
Yeah,
give them something they can put on their shelf. Exactly what I push for, and I think we're going to be. There's some hidden stretch goals, and it looks like it might become bigger than it was, which just it kind of shrinks the money that you make. But oh well,
well,
it's really about getting it in your hands.
sure. I mean, but this is a really rough time to be doing something like this, and you're making money, and you're going to make more money as it goes along, and that's cool. Because I thought this was going to be a little hard to market. I mean, you got great art, you got a great writer. I mean, these are the best you can do with the genre of the book. But you
Hmm.
guys have marketed the hell out of it, dude, and you've marketed it correctly. So
Yeah,
all I can do is take my hat off. You've done a good job.
I get what you're saying, because I was just outside saying this to my wife that it's really surprising because what you're looking at is racial divisions and this and that, and this is sort of a subculture of people that you know.
I
I mean,
was telling my son this exactly. I said,
mhm,
hey, he got canceled. He tried to get canceled by some SJW types on Reddit, and he's now skyrocketing and stuff. And I said, and here's an issue about this is because this is a redneck book. It's trailer park people. Those people are usually called your white, your Nazi, your racist types with and stuff. So you have you have that going on, and behind it or underneath it or somewhere buried in there, or at least that's the perception people might have. And so you're not going to have a whole group of population buying it because they think it's one thing or another. And of course, what it really is just good fun.
Here's the thing, though. There's some smart things that were done very early on when I was given the bio, and it said Gary was a skinhead. And I knew that if he was just a white skinhead, that would not go over well. So he looks, he has a Cuban look. He's a very Latino looking guy. That was strictly on purpose by me because I didn't want this to look like, oh, this is all about rednecks. It's not about rednecks. It's about a guy who you could say, yeah, he's a redneck, but it's the crap he gets into. And if you've read those Florida Man stories, it's all walks of life, doing stupid, bizarre crap. And Gary just slips into one thing after another. And it has nothing to do with him being that he's a redneck. It's just, it seems like these are kind of rednecky things. So
Right.
This is, yeah, you know what I mean? So it's not really a redneck book because purposely don't want it to, it's sort of like walking that line, but it really isn't.
Yeah. Well, I think DeWolf was trying to make the point that we've kind of made before here. Even though we've all grown up and we've gone on with our lives, gotten married, have jobs, and done our doing life, right? A lot of us
Mhm.
here in this community, we come out of the nerd kids in school that used to get bullied and pushed around, and just we were the pariah, or the outsiders. We were the nerds, right? And we're always getting pushed around at that time. Now we come into the time where nerd stuff is cool, and yet we still get pushed around and bullied and put in the corner, right? And meaning that we're a subclass. Shouldn't we matter too? Don't our lives matter? I think is what DeWolf was trying to say, and he was just
Right.
using the redneck angle.
Part of it is there's a group of marketing out there for those people that that have blue hair. I mean, right? You're not going to see too many. I would think blue hair type people. It's not marketed. It's not. Well, come on, honestly, guys. Have you seen DC? You've seen Marvel. You've seen the new characters like Safe Space and whatnot. It's it's not slanted with that concept, and so they're not going to be gushing. And I use that word on purpose, gushing over this
Ugh,
and
gushing.
the writing, the sappy writing, where you have America Chavez and stuff having to defeat a bunch of white guys in a theater because they happen to be white.
Hmm.
No,
Yeah.
not that kind of stuff. It's actual fun. It's real, and things that are real aren't part of the new cancel culture. It's real. That, of course, that's why it's doing well now because people look at it and they go, "Hey, it's something that's real. It's a real story, and it's not pandering to any group whatsoever."
Yeah, and who hasn't wondered why house suspenders don't exist? I mean, fair enough.
Well put. Well put.
But no, I'm proud of you, dude. I mean, this is cool that you've had so much success, and I hope it just keeps growing and growing and growing with it. But congratulations to you guys. And like I said, we've covered so many projects here, but the page is set up right. It looks good. You guys have campaigned this thing properly. You've marketed it properly, and we still got a whole bunch of time to go.
Right.
Awesome.
You know what? I do want to say something about Mike Barron, right? Legendary writer, has written over 100 books for Marvel and DC and over 300 independent comic books, 15 novels. You know what? Whatever is left of Mike Barron's career, he deserves to be lauded, hailed, cheered, lifted up because he's not he didn't stalk anybody. He hasn't done all these, knuckleheaded things, and the crap he takes on the internet for whenever I say, prove it, nobody has any proof of anything he's ever said, done, written, posted. You know what? He deserves to go out on his own terms. And even if we made $1 million on this campaign, it still wouldn't be enough for how much Mike Barron has given to us and entertained us.
That's true. That is true. And I don't really know what there is to complain about. I haven't heard any scandals from him about him at all.
Never.
Yeah, never. Yeah. But
And you know what? Even if it is, Mike Barron was born, raised Republican, lived in, and now he's still a Republican. That is no reason to go after him like that. The people have on some of these groups, because I've shared posts and things I've said into like Steve Root groups, and the people are so freaking nasty there. You would not believe. And every time I say, "Show me, prove it, screenshot it," nobody has anything to say. You know what? They all say whatever they want because that's just the kind of freaking trolls are on the internet. It's just ridiculous.
You went and dove into the Reddit pool? Have you taken a shower?
It's just silly because Mike, like I said, he deserves this.
Does Mike have a wife?
Yeah, he does have a wife.
Does he have children with her?
No.
No.
Mm-mm.
Oh, but even with that, he still has a traditional lifestyle. That's evil enough, Todd. That's evil enough.
Well, it's the Republican thing now.
Right,
Right?
man.
Yeah. Why do the Republicans always get blamed for everything? They always do. It is funny, and I think pretty much, other than one presidential election, I've voted Republican in my life. I think I did vote for Ross Perot. Yeah, the Purdue man. Yeah, I voted for him. But Bush won, Papa Bush, that is. But anyway, that was enough of that. But I just, congratulations. We'll keep an eye on this. Hopefully, it keeps getting bigger and bigger. But it's cool, and haters gotta hate, I guess.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. It's because they're trying to tie Barron to CG. Well, I mean, I think he agrees with the indie revival ideas that we want to have our comic books back, and so all right, that's fine.
We've had him here. We've been on FanSpeak.
Yeah, we've had him twice, and amazing interviews both times. He's a great interviewer, actually, interviewee, as I appreciate him. But anyway, let's move on. So definitely go back that. Nice. Someone drop that link in the chat, please. But at least give it a look, guys, and also make sure you share it out, right? Now, let's start out here today, and we got Booster with us, and I'm always happy to have our Booster here. And by the way, Booster, congratulations, dude! Congrats!
Congratulations for what? What did I do?
Well, GOP was telling us that it's official now. You are actually doing a cover for White Lily. It's 100% official.
Ah, shit. Yeah, I have to do it now.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, it's been scraping at me in the back of my head for the past few weeks.
Yeah, right. But
Right.
just think about this: you're going to have a professional colorist and probably inker as well. Do your stuff.
I'm going to be. I am the professional color.
Oh, you're doing all of it. You're doing all. Really?
I'm doing all of it, baby.
Damn, but that's cool, dude. That's cool.
Yeah, that's how high detail you can expect this cover to be.
Rock on.
High quality. Oh, yes.
Are you being handcuffed? Or you got to be able to do whatever you want to do?
I'm doing things.
Sorry, that's a thunder. Come on now, give me a little.
Nope.
Give me a little. Just a little bit.
You will see. All I can say for certain is I'm rightfully vindicated on the cover. That's it.
Sweet. All right, sweet. There you go. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. But anyway, congratulations there, Booster. Go ahead and start us out. Let's take a read of this article here.
Alrighty. New rumor details how Lucasfilms plans to save Star Wars. Are we still going on about Star Wars?
Right.
We still... guys, Star Wars has been crap for like 3 decades.
So Lucasfilms
Let it go, boys.
invented a time machine? Wow.
It's just funny that Lucasfilms think they can fix it. Because I haven't
I'm
heard
sorry,
about
guys.
mass firing or anything like that. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry, guys. Star Wars has been crap for a very, very long time.
It has.
Just
It has. Yeah.
let it go. It's like, I get it. You all saw Empire Strikes Back in the theaters and it was magical. Just hold on to that, okay?
Yeah.
Just
Well, you know the
it's
thing is,
gonna keep coming out. They're gonna keep making these movies, and they're gonna keep being crap. I'm sorry.
well, if we look at the extended universe, Star Wars, and that's what's kept it alive, to be honest with you, because the prequels weren't great. Even though these new movies have made us have more appreciation for the prequels, they're still not great. They're just not.
Yeah.
But
I like the
we
prequels for the memes mostly. For the
sure,
memes.
sure.
I will stand by it to the day I die. Revenge of the Sith is the third best Star Wars movie.
A lot of people
No,
do like that. That is more appreciated, and I won't go in and point out every plot hole in it. I won't do that to you. But
Every
anyway,
movie has plot
um,
holes.
yeah, but the thing that's kept it alive, of course, is the other stuff. The Clone Wars, a lot of the great video games over the decades, board games especially, and some pretty good comics. The past few years, there's actually been some, even though we've seen a lot of crap come out, the Star Wars stuff's not bad, dude. It's not bad. So there's the whole underbelly of Star Wars is what's kept it alive, right? And that's fine. Of course, today with Disney's reign, the board games have become more commercial. They've become just more penny pinching. The video games, of course, have become loot box to hell. So there is some negative things going along with it, but we did get the Rogue One, which wasn't bad, and the Mandalorian is not bad. So I mean, it's not all dark and gloomy, but I get your point, Booster. But let's see what they're talking
I
about
mostly
here.
mean the movies for the most part. I get there's all sorts of little bits and pieces here that's still going hard, that's still good. But yeah, these movies though, they're just
Yeah, they
Oy.
are, and it's kind of my point I was trying to make actually is the fact that all these other things keep it alive, but maybe we shouldn't.
Hmm.
Maybe we should just let it die. You know.
hmm.
But anyway, um, the
Here's
but
how you
because
do it.
yeah, go ahead.
Here's my take on that. First off, have you seen what John Favreau said about Star Wars and whatnot?
No,
He
but I'm
said,
sure it was wonderful.
"What? Yeah, because his I I'm gonna sort of not word for word here, but basically what he said was pander to your audience."
Yeah.
And so, if John Favreau if they take any of his advice and they pander to the audience, that is how you save Star Wars now. Which I don't think you can save it. I mean, it's more like a revive. You have to something like Frank Gosser says in the chat. How do you revive the dead? It's just nearly dead. So
Mm.
you have to revive something kind of new, and to do that, the only way you can save it is bring back your audience. You have to get the old fans back on board. That's how you recreate Star Wars. You're not going to do it just by
Good luck.
some of the new story. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so it has to,
No.
it has to be
Yeah. No, I understand what you're saying, but you have people like I've said with my wife, and she's a bigger Star Wars fan than I am, right? And I was a couple of weeks ago or something. We were, there was a one little segment on the Pontificators where we talked about Star Wars just a little bit, and my wife asked me, she said, "Why do you keep talking about Star Wars? It's done." And
You
that's
see,
coming
Dark
from
Knight.
my wife, a demure Japanese, traditional Japanese lady. Get that, right?
Yeah, and I'm a huge fan, right? I've built my
Sure.
own lightsaber. I got another lightsaber that I'm building too. And just like Dark Admiral Marcher says here, that Last Jedi finally broke me down. Well, I got to the point where I hated so bad after I saw the second one, the second new one in there, and I got it. Force Awakens almost ruined it for me anyway. And then I did not even see the Last Jedi. It was so horrible.
Yeah, no,
I
neither did I. Yeah,
didn't never saw it.
no,
That's how bad it was for me already.
no, that's true. I didn't watch The Last Jedi either, simply because my wife wouldn't allow it. And I was yes, ma'am. Okay, but Steel Pen Fiddler, damn, dude. Uh, he says any more Star Wars movies are flagrant acts of necrophilia. Damn. And here's the interesting thing. If you say any kind of just offhand comment in the chat, YouTube will block it. but necrophilia went through just fine.
That's
Well,
fine. Yeah.
YouTube endorses necrophilia. Loves
There you
it.
go.
Can't
Loves
get
it.
enough.
Unbelievable. Uh, anyway, let me read this. The rumor comes from Doomcock, who explains he's been receiving a lot of information. Unfortunately, much of it contradictory. He says, "It is my belief that the contradictions in what I'm hearing are either results of deliberate disinformation, trying in essence to cast a fog of war over what's happening inside Lucasfilm, or it's information designed to counter misinformation from some opposing faction trying to get messaging out to the public." Now, I'm going to get into what he's talking about here in a second, but that's an interesting little statement because we've had rumors of this for a while, but it sounds like there is a full-on civil war within Lucasfilm between Kathleen Kennedy's writing crew and her allies. And the other people who are trying to fight to save Star Wars. So, have you guys heard any of these things? I've been hearing little rumors of it for quite a while. But it sounds like there's a full-on war going on in Lucasfilm right now.
If there is, the people fighting to save it are wasting their time unless they have a time machine to bring Luke Skywalker back from the dead and give him a better ending.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it could be passion, or it could just be wanting to keep their job. I mean, I don't know. But
And somehow bring Carrie Fisher back to life so we could have all three of them on screen, because somehow that didn't happen.
I know that's crazy, right? That is crazy. How in the world did Ryan Johnson not have them on screen at the same time? It is weird. Mm. But he says, at this point, all I can do is use my best judgment to sift through the information I received and present the information I believe to have the most chance of being genuine to you, et cetera, et cetera. With that said, I cannot speak. I cannot independently verify this information. Okay, we get it. Okay. He details what he explains that one of the new insiders commented that Lucasfilm can hit the reset button and fix everything. At this point, my sources asked, "What reset button?" And the insider responded again, the exact right, the veil. Which finally led my source to ask, "What is the veil?" Okay. The insider replied, "The veil of the Force. Haven't you guys seen Star Wars Rebels?" He breaks it down in episode 13 of season 4 of Star Wars Rebels, and an episode titled A World Between Worlds. They introduce the idea of the Veil of the Force. The Veil of the Force is a mystical dimension of the Force that connects all time and space. Yes, we know that they set that up for themselves to try to get themselves out of the problem. So it's like, anyway. Inside the veil, you see flashbacks of past events and events that have yet to occur. This veil could apparently be used to fix Star Wars, although this particularly inside declined to go in. Okay, time travel. All right. And the rest of it just goes on like this and talk about who's fighting against who, and we can use time travel to fix it. But here's the thing. How? You already missed that opportunity. J.J. Abrams was the only person who could have pulled that trigger and maybe kind of half got away with it. It's done now. You can't pull the time travel trigger now. It's done. It's done. That's what they're talking about.
Or maybe the bad dream trigger. How about that one?
Yeah, but once again, that's something JJ would have had to have done. I mean, he should have started the movie out with Luke alive, waking up from a dream. It would have been corny as hell, but everyone would have got it.
Yeah, I think everybody would have just been like, "That was terrible, but I like it."
Right? But I mean, I don't think that's that the veil of the Force, or just call it time travel. I don't think that's gonna help you. I really don't. I don't. Yeah.
One of the problems that they have with the Force is they keep trying to make it a magical thing, and now they're going to and now they're like kind of going to double down. They're going to make the Force more magical and more mystical and all this stuff. And what made the Force so magical in the original trilogy was how simple it was,
Yeah.
and how simple Yoda was with it. And there wasn't all of this, kind of grandiose nature of what the Force was. It was just an internal thing for any person, and much. But then again, it's spirituality and it's religion, and these people have no idea what being an actual spiritual entity is.
No, they
Well,
don't.
the other problem they have is they're making movies for a global audience now. And the people around the world, like say in America, have different concepts of spirituality than Chinese people or Indian people or what have you. And it's hard to make something feel spiritual and universal. Star Wars did that. Lucas succeeded in that, and then he killed it by taking the spirituality out of it. If he would have just left it alone and never explained it, everybody would have been happier.
Sure, but it didn't explain the original Star Wars because there were people there to shut Lucas down. It's like no
Yes.
George, no George. But yeah, no, I get the idea of that. But here's the thing, and just to kind of reiterate what DeWolf said, do you really want to know what's in the box from Pulp Fiction? I mean, do you really?
Nope.
No, you
Oh
don't,
yeah.
right?
Pulp Fiction or Seven?
Or well,
Oh,
seven we know what's in the box.
sorry. Oh, wait, sorry.
Pulp
Double
Fiction,
Fiction.
yeah, Pulp Fiction. Yes, what's in
I'm
the
half awake.
briefcase? I do apologize, but we know you don't. You don't. The mystery of it is what makes it intriguing, interesting. We don't need to know these things, but these hack people, like a bad robot and their leader, which I'm going to get to in a minute, they're hacks. They don't have any talent for storytelling. Look at the crew under Kurtzman, of course, once again, bad robot, who put out Discovery, which was complete nonsense political crap, and then they come out with Picard and do it worse. Unbelievable, dude.
Yeah.
Unbelievable people. Because they're hacks. They don't know how to tell a story. They don't.
Well, just as an example, Warner Brothers apparently there was a report that they don't think a Superman standalone movie would be successful. And I just say that is just unbelievable. In a world full of chaos, you don't think a hopeful message would be successful. But then I realize they don't know how to make that movie.
That's true.
They simply don't.
Yeah. Well, anyway, let us
Man
move
of Steel
on.
proved that.
Man of Steel did prove that.
Man of Steel did. Let's see. I don't want to do that one yet. This is the one here. I want to follow it up. I should have put it next to it. But since we're talking about it, I want to get it all done in one fell swoop. Now, this isn't talking about Star Wars specifically, but this is talking about our boy Jar Jar. Go ahead, Booster.
J.J. Abrams' Bad Robot shares employee guide for dismantling white supremacy at work.
Okay. Now, it's convenient to me, and maybe it is to someone like Ben Shapiro, how the Jubases peoples, the Jubases, how they can skate between being white and not being white freely, right?
Okay,
'Cause-
so that's really a problematic thing, what you just said there just now. Okay. So
Sure
I'm going to
it
have to
is.
explain to you in about 12 separate paragraphs as to what you said, and consider that what you said about the Jewish people and Jewish faith and Israel it's all bad, okay? Now, I don't actually use identity politics myself, but when I do, it's Jewish, and I have a little yarmulke, okay? You're a little Nazi. Okay.
Thank you. But it is, right? Because if you're Ben Shapiro, you're white, right? But if you virtual signal enough, and
Unless
you're
you've got a
J.J.
yarmulke
Abrams,
on.
and he also has a yarmulke. But if you're J.J. Abrams, you can virtual signal yourself into being the safe Jubases, right? So I don't know. But good on them. Good on them that they have that freedom to do that, I guess. But this is kind of ridiculous nonsense. And I'm not going to get into the body of the thing. I just wanted to attach it to that or the first story because everybody is doing this. What exactly is white supremacy now?
Lisa hate white supremacy.
Breathing
No, wait, no.
air?
Lisa.
Pretty much anything white people enjoy that the superculture in white countries has adapted. That's what they consider white supremacy. It's not an actual animus towards other groups thinking you're superior. It's living in your, countries that your people founded and predominantly live in, and having cultures and norms that they dislike strictly because they feel that they are inferior or they can't live up to them, which is amazing that they somehow have twisted that into white people feeling superior when in the reality is it's an inferiority complex the other way.
Yeah, no, I get that. But I'm kind of curious, DeWolf. How long is it going to take them for people to realize, which for me is clearly in front of them, but how long is it going to take them to realize that there are white supremacists? They're called progressives. I mean, seriously, how long is it going to take? I mean, this has been going on for centuries, literally centuries, right?
The progressive is the type of person who'll pretend to be all nice, charming, but then go, "I have to protect these poor, useless black people from themselves and myself."
That's right.
They wouldn't
Like
say
these-
useless,
these
Booster.
guys-
They would say disenfranchised,
Oh,
which quite
shit.
literally, functionally, is the exact same thing. It just sounds nicer.
It just sounds really nice. It's got a lot of syllables and it sounds flowery. These disenfranchised people of color. I have to protect them because they can't even do anything without dying because they're savages.
That's the way they treat them. I mean, I'm just wondering when the black people are going to wake up, because it's not just blacks; it's all kinds of things. But in this current dialectic that's going on, it's all about the blacks, right? Black Lives Matter.
Well, certain things that like other cultures, like Japan is a great example. Even China, to some extent, have adapted or adopted from the European superculture, which is really just a Anglo-Saxon superculture. They would never phrase it that way because they see these as strategies, nothing more. So whether it be our manners that our culture will have, Japanese people will adapt them or adapt certain styles like clothing and music and stuff like that because they see these as nothing more than either entertainment or strategy to build a better set of commons so everybody can prosper. Because European culture did that all over the world. It doesn't make European people better. It just means we had the ticket, we had the formula, and we were spreading it all over. Now, granted, we were doing that the wrong way, but we were spreading it all over the world. The Asians, the East Asians, most of them took those ideas and ran with them, and now they're awesome. They're kicking butt. The Koreans, the Japanese, even the Chinese, they took the wrong ones, but they took them and they ran with them. And even in like Vietnam and a lot of those Southeast Asian countries are coming up really, really fast, and that's a good thing. Whereas we have people over here who have lived here in these cultures and in these norms pretty much since day one, and because they feel like, and they've been told that they're disenfranchised and victims, they can't engage in them the same way other people do, so now they want to just tear them down as supremacy, even though that's not what it is at all. It's just standards. It's not white supremacy, it's middle class standards that we've created and pretty much spread everywhere all over the world. Even parts of Africa are starting to adopt them, and they're coming up because this formula works. Yeah. It doesn't matter what race it is or what culture largely, as long as you adopt very simple things, your people come up because you start building commons and institutions and you put truth before face, so you actually get to the truth and you don't have as much corruption, which is what drags people down. This whole movement is designed to bring America and the West into a third world state. That's what it will achieve. They think some of these people think we're fighting racism, we're fighting for equality, when all you're really doing is lowering standards. You're just tanking standards, and once you do that, it's over. That's it.
Well, the globalists have definitely decided, for whatever reason, we can get into a discussion about that, but they've decided to pull that communist trigger for the globalism. Yeah, sure.
Yes.
But the funny thing from what you mentioned about that point in time where the Europeans are going around and for some of their tactics were quite rough, but ultimately they did raise up a lot of cultures. But this has happened twice before in history.
Yes.
And each time,
I know.
The first time being the most benevolent version of it. Each time the white people got absolutely trashed and kicked back into Europe and went into a dark age for a long time. Each time. So it seems that something in our nature that we go out, whether it be just simply just competitiveness or wanting to be successful or what it is, but we tend to bring out technology ideas and things like that and dump them into all the surrounding cultures, and somewhere along the line we forget that we need to keep control of ourselves, and it ends up coming we get trumped by the savages is what happens.
We have to control our empathy. We have to control our empathy. And when you get to the point where you're excusing people ripping down statues of George Washington and setting fire setting them on fire and peeing on them as they're just angry, you've lost all sense and reason, and your empathy's way out of control. You got to rein it in, because that's kind of stuff can't be allowed, can't be tolerated. It's not going to lead to a good place. There's no way that leads to a good place. That's not going to lead to police reform. It's not going to lead to equality. It's going to lead to war, is what it's going to lead to.
They're
It's
just
not a
gotta
war.
settle down. They gotta get it out
Yeah.
of their system.
Not
and
a
they gotta
war,
go home and be
anybody
like,
wants.
"Oh, I'm glad I got that out of me. Oh, that's been bugging me a while. Now I'm gonna be a well-adjusted citizen again."
There you go. But anyway, yay, JJ, yay. You virtue signaled big time, boy. Good for you. Are you going to fire all your white people and hire nothing but people of colors? Are you going to do that, JJ?
JJ really wanted to get rid of white supremacy. He'd give all his money to a bunch of non-white people and be done with it.
No, but yeah, see, I'm not actually white. I'm Jewish. You see? Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's a logical fallacy you just used just now.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
anyway, now here's another one. I'm going to get something positive here, so I don't want to spend much time because we
Oy.
talked about this already. But go ahead, Booster.
Dungeons and Dragons confirms sensitivity readers and announces they will change the nature of race mechanics moving forward.
Sensitivity readers. It's like we're just living in clown world 24/7.
Yeah.
I can't imagine a bigger waste of time
Yes.
than
No.
applying real-world racism to fantasy.
Yeah, especially in a game that you're encouraged to create your own world, right? So if you're an SJW and you want to have the most sensitive, or racial dynamic in your world, you can do that, right? But it's dumb, and we talked about it before. I just kind of put it in the list of these three things to just show how Thundera put it perfectly. Clown world.
Well, that's the thing about D&D, right? If you somehow think that the orcs represent angry black people, right? You don't have to have that in your campaign. You don't have to have everything that's in the book in your campaign. You can make shit up. That's the kind of the point of D&D.
I just love how they think they're not racist when they see an orc and they say that's a black person.
That's a
Whoop.
black. I'm like, what? No,
What?
that's an orc.
Well, the funny thing I did yesterday.
I have never made that connection in my head until I saw that on Twitter. I was like, what?
Huh? Yeah, right. You know what I did yesterday? I'm playing just to in the new campaign on the Bugbear's Basement. I'm playing a polyamorous dandy knight. So just
Nice.
because I want to represent, and put
Mhm,
my white superiority somewhere. I don't know where, but I'm going to put it somewhere. But one of the other characters was playing an orc, half orc, did something odd, and I just went with it. I killed the PC, and then I dragged them and rolled them into a fire. So, yeah,
Oh no.
yeah, it's kind of racism, I think, a little bit,
Yeah.
a little bit.
Whoops.
Whoops. Oh my God! Now hold on a second. Now let's look at this here. Steel Pen Fiddler, which thanks for coming on the show. Drawn a quarter last week, dude. You did a
Another
good job.
comment we have to confirm. Yeah.
Well, no, I need to confirm it. He says, "Why do all my orcs have Cockney accents?" Now,
Is it because of cock?
well, YouTube held it. We had to let it through.
Yeah.
So, which word in there held it?
I'm
Cockney
going to
is a thing.
assume. Yeah, I'm going to assume that it thought that cock was a bad thing, so it held it.
Well, it's Cockney though. It's not cock.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
Um,
but YouTube doesn't know that.
Oh, or
Very-
maybe they
yeah.
do because we've seen some very specific things held out, dude. Is
That's
it
true.
orc?
Yeah. Oh, can't
Have-
talk about orcs now. They'll offend the orcs. They'll get raided.
Well, I mean, it's a topic. Recently, you could have some idiot over YouTube put it in the list because it's time.
It is time. We need to have come together and have a serious discussion about how we've been treating the people of Orcish lately.
Yes,
You know,
true.
You're
true.
getting treated better because you're a hobbit, so those damn orcs are people.
Fair
wow.
enough.
Well, I don't.
You're
I
kind.
really, I've been on this show for 2 years now, but I've never been made to feel so small. So that
Aw. Aw.
2 years later, I'm coming out with my Me Too story. I'm gonna Todd just sat there and laughed while
Aw.
calling me a hobbit, and he tickled my hiney.
Oh
I'm
no.
gonna I'm gonna add that there just to make it worse, so you're more cancelable.
The
It doesn't have to
K
be true.
Well, Todd is very cancelable. He is, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, let's look at something a little more pleasing. Go ahead.
Oh no. Amanda Seyfried reveals why she turned down the role of Gamora in Guardians of the Galaxy. Oh my god. She's coming out now saying how virtuous she is for turning this down to leave room for the woman of color, isn't she?
Oh wow, I didn't even think about that. I just put it up because I was like, wow, they were originally going to do a white girl, not a black girl, and she's got nice boobies. That was basically why I put it up.
That
I didn't even think about
those
that.
are
Let's check
those
it
are
out.
decent boobies. Let's
No,
have a
you might
look.
be you
Let's
might
have
be
a look
right.
see.
Yeah, well, I'm going to look at them in a minute, but I'm going to see if you're right.
Because if
She,
she's saying it now, that is such pandering. She's like, hey guys, look how good I am! Think about it often. She briefly discussed her daughter's passion, blah blah blah. I'm not really a Marvel movie watcher. What I think is, I don't want to be green, it's just so much work. Okay, I can actually
Then she goes
I
to
can
Jennifer
actually
Lawrence in
understand
the
that.
blue thing because Jennifer Lawrence bitched about having to be blue all the damn time, even though that's what made her famous. Uh-huh. I love how these ladies come out and complain about the very thing that made them famous. It's like the biggest one, the
The whole
greatest one
Hunger
for
Games
me.
made her famous.
Well, no, I mean, but the attention was brought to her because of her role in Marvel, right? I mean, I could be wrong on that.
What if Hunger
Uh,
Games first?
you might be
We'll have
right. You
to
might be
do
right.
some
Uh,
citation. Yeah,
but the
we'll
one
have to
that
look into
the
that.
one that takes the cake though, Booster, is Emma Watson. She came up and
Yeah.
she was complaining with her he for she thing, which is the stupidest thing I ever heard in my life, as if he doesn't do everything for she all the goddamn time. But she came out and says, I grew up and people called me bossy. And it's just time for it to stop, or whatever she did. She went in her little diatribe, right?
And stop being a
Uh,
bossy little brat.
well, she
Like,
got the
that's
job because she was a bossy little brat. That's why they
yeah.
hired her. She's a millionaire because of her bossy nature. It's so stupid.
She was Mystique first. How about that?
Yeah, I thought so, dude. I think this is what got her the opportunity. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Hmm.
And she's just, turn around and spit. She spat right on it, right? And all the fans too, right? But it doesn't look like she's virtue signaling at all. She said maybe I should have
There we
done it.
go.
Yeah. So,
Isn't it bad that my brain went to that?
well, that's
That
because
I
you're
could have
seeing so
thought
much of
that.
it. You're seeing so much of it.
Oof. What
But
do we
like I
got?
said,
Oop.
mainly I wanted to just see a pretty girl was kind of my thing. They don't have her
That's
picture,
the
so I
thing,
just
right? It must suck to be there for like a few hours just to be
oh yeah,
painted all over.
oh yeah.
That's gotta suck. That's gotta be like a large time of your day every day.
They get paid the big bucks for it, though, dude. I mean,
It's
that's
so
their job.
terrible. They pay them, hundreds of thousands of dollars to get painted.
Well, what do you guys think about this? I think she's cute.
I'd let that
Um,
happen. Yeah.
I think she's cute, but I have to say though that what was the girl that got the role of Gamora? What's her name?
Zoe
Zoe.
Saldana.
Okay, yeah, that girl. She's
Zoe Salamander. Yeah.
Yeah, that girl. She's an absolute idiot when she opens her mouth. When they were doing all the interviews for Guardians of the Galaxy, everyone else was joking and talk about how much fun it was. And she got up there and said, "Well, it was really a great opportunity for me to express my emotional depth and range of my acting." She did that, right? And I was like, "Just shut up. This is you're missing the point, girl." But I thought she was good as Gamora. I liked her as Gamora. And I don't know if I can envision this other girl as Gamora. Can you?
Well, we'd have to see her in the right color.
Probably
suppose.
do fine, but you know what? Old Zoe Salamander here did a great job as the
I
character.
thought
So,
so. Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I thought she did. I liked her as good. Like I said, she should shut her mouth because she didn't get the whole concept of the fun of Guardians of the Galaxy. But I liked her as I thought she did a good job. And now here's the thing: they made her green as she should be. Now, why couldn't they make a Starfire orange?
Probably because it would be hard to make that skin tone orange. They
Oh,
I
so
they
don't
maybe.
know.
chose.
Oh,
I've seen a couple of cosplayers that are black that did great jobs.
yeah. So have
That's true.
I.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they might have been a little lighter skin. I suppose that might have helped. Because
Hmm.
this girl
Oh,
is fairly light skinned.
you got them light skinned bitches. That what you like?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But yeah, whatever. I mean, just it's so stupid what they did with the Titans. But anyway, I didn't even think about that angle, and of course it's not that angle, which is good. But she's cute, man. She got those perky little boobies. I like the perky ones, man.
Hmm. Hmm.
She got that short, really short girl arm joints though. You see that? She's obviously a midget. But well, whatever. Kind of cute. I live perky cute. Anyway, so let me see
I'd
here.
bundle them.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
just wanted
Yeah.
a little bit of a shout out for the perky boobs because you guys are always about the big giant watermelon size boobs.
I'm not.
I can appreciate the little ones.
I like the little ones. I like the big ones. I like them all.
Oh, there you
As long as they're
go.
symmetrical and don't aren't wall-eyed or pointing off in odd directions.
Well, do you know that Booster is doing a cover for White Lily and his breasts are always symmetrical. His arms aren't,
The
but his breasts are.
the no, the arms are terrible, but the boobs are
Perfect.
perfect.
They're spot on.
The
Hmm.
awesome thing is, because everything is white supremacy now, we can be as misogynistic as we like. Isn't that awesome?
Hooray!
Hooray.
Well, don't worry, Chester. I literally just saw, while scrolling down Twitter here, I just saw somebody posted a clip of an article that says Japanese people are now considered Caucasian. So everything's white, apparently.
Well, if you're a black person who doesn't toe the
White.
line, you're white now. So, they don't even bother. They don't even use that
So
Uncle
white.
Tommy title anymore. They're just white.
So
Yeah,
white's
Miller,
just
yeah.
what they don't like now. Eh?
Hmm.
Uh,
I'm just looking through to see if there's anything happy here. Ezra Miller's status as the Flash still in question, and why Michael Keaton's Batman returns. Well, Ezra, he got himself canceled, didn't he? Uh, which
mhm.
whatever happened in that situation, it wasn't smart. But it is interesting to me that Johnny Depp got canceled with a single word from Amber. Ezra got canceled for his video, which I don't know how bad a thing that was. But Amber Heard, there's over 500,000 people wanting Johnny to get his job back. Silence, just crickets, right? One comment or one or two comments get things to happen, but yet if it goes the other way, doesn't matter.
Apparently she hired a private investigator against Johnny Depp and for like his 30 years in acting, right? Pretty much ask everyone that worked with him what they thought about him, and no one had a bad thing to say about him. But
Yeah.
everyone had something very bad to say about Amber Heard.
Well, she's a horrible person. Johnny Depp is a soft, I don't know, what's the word? Soy boy, I guess.
I just want to pinch his little cheekies and tell him it'll be okay.
Yeah. Oscar Isaacs implies he's done with Star Wars unless he needs another house or something. All right.
Fair enough.
Fair enough. I'm just going through to see if there's anything to talk about here. Nope, I don't see anything. And I looked, I didn't find many positive things. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here. I'm going to bring this up, and I'm going to search. And the guys here are going to say, Chester, look for this. So I'm waiting. Go ahead.
Booster, go.
Shit.
Look for that.
Shit.
Don't look for that.
No,
No.
I'm not looking for that. No. I might see a picture of Ezra Miller doing something weird with goats. I don't want that.
With the Slapaho tribe.
Oh my god.
Meat Canyon.
No. The booster's finished. Next.
Meat Canyon's a YouTuber and does very good work.
I don't even, dude.
Yeah.
Here, you want to talk about something? I actually signed up to Parler today. Apparently,
Me
it's
too.
that new social media site. It's basically just Twitter, but has a different name. And they claim to be all about free speech. We'll see how true that is, but it's pretty cool. If anybody wants to sign
How
up
come
for
you
it, it's
don't
real easy.
follow me, then, Daryl?
I don't know. I don't. What's your
What's
thing?
wrong with you, man?
Why don't you follow me?
Are you on
Booster,
parlor?
because you're a Kiwi and you smell.
Oh, hey, leave my smelliness out of this, you piece of shit.
Mhm, mhm. It looks like ABC is firing people from jobs and leaving openings for, I wonder who. Let's see here.
It'd be
Let's
a
see.
real shame.
Yeah, it would be a shame. Despite J.J. Abrams has done some horrible movies, there is one movie of his that will always be my favorite regarding Henry. That's okay, not a bad flick. Someone's doing the vegetables. We have ourselves a bunch of bats. Why? Yeah, I'm just kind of
So, yeah,
checking Twitter, see if there's anything.
I think those are wings.
He likes his barbecues.
Nope, those are maybe.
He literally says in the comment for that picture that somebody say wings.
Oh, look at this one here. This is a good one. This is from Shinobi Raccoon. PETA says cow's milk's a symbol of white supremacy because it's white, I guess.
I'm okay with that.
What about chocolate
Wait,
milk? What does
I
that say?
guess
What
I
does
guess
chocolate
I'm
milk
a
say?
white
It's right
supremacist
here in
now
your
because
picture.
I like me some milk.
Yeah, but I
Wait,
mean,
go up. What is that? Go up a little bit. That looks like something I drew.
it is something you drew. Yeah, it's definitely yours.
It looks
Mike
okay.
Maron put it
Keep
out.
going.
Yeah.
Oh, Mike.
Yeah. But no, I mean, they literally saying milk is a symbol of white supremacy. But what about the chocolate milk that's sitting right here in your picture, though? I mean, really?
It's cultural appropriation.
Is it? Yeah, I guess. But why is milk? It's fed millions of
Because these
people throughout
people are
time.
actually retarded. That's why.
Okay.
Because we're dealing with actual fucking remedials.
We are.
Like
It's
they think that just anything
Oh.
being white is some kind of a white supremacy, right? They all like complain that why are plasters like skin colored for white people? It's
Hmm.
I don't
Did you
know.
see John Dillard's post about the Rocky statue?
No, they didn't attack that,
What?
did they?
What?
No, but he made a post that like acting like, why aren't you going after this? This guy beat a black man senseless on film.
He did. He did.
oh
It
god,
was
they
so- it was
might.
just
Okay. Let's see. I'm just seeing if there's anything interesting here to talk about. Oh, that man is
Have you
not
heard about
kneeling on
this?
two knees with his head bowed. He is the act of getting up, looking forward to the future. Yeah, thank you very
Yeah,
much,
he's
man.
rising. He's rising. That's what he's doing.
That's right.
That's
Yeah,
what
that's
that
the
was
whole
all
point.
about.
I've seen this statue here for over 200 years,
the-
and I love this here statue. My pappy told me about.
Yeah,
I'm
the Freeman
I
is
love
rising for crying out loud. How can they not figure that out?
Because it isn't about race, dude. This is not the point. This is a
They
communist
don't care.
revolution.
Stupid.
Yeah.
But there's
This
it is
statue
interesting
tells
seeing
you
how many
that
black folk are coming out and pointing these things out. I'm sorry, go ahead, Booster.
Sorry, I was just saying they're smashing any statue they can, right? There was one statue they smashed down the other day that was a kind of like an angelic symbol or something, something to do with progress and freedom. That's
Yeah.
all it represented, and it wasn't. There was nothing offensive about it at all, but they smashed it down because it's just what they're doing.
Well, Sean King said did we talk about this the other day? The all depictions of a white Christ need to be destroyed and taken down.
Oh yeah.
And
stained
he
glass
also-
windows, everything. Just like okay.
He also got put on a list by Tariq Nasheed of white people pretending to be black.
Well,
Well,
he is.
He's obviously
He
white.
is.
That's what he is. He's white.
And, well, he seemed to find that quite offensive. So that
Well,
was
you
was so funny.
He's white, and he won't take like a DNA test. So that just basically tells you.
Yeah.
Yeah, Talcum X, that's right. Let me listen to this right here, right quick.
Oh my god.
Watch this.
What are you guys laughing at?
Watch,
Have you
watch,
ever
watch,
heard
watch, watch.
Talcum X before? Is
I
that
never
right?
Or I've never.
Calm down. Breathe.
This is
Oh my
the thing that
God.
the guy had a problem.
Yeah.
Yes. And by the way, he has tripled down on that. That is a noose designed specifically for racism. I'm not making that up.
Who did?
Bubba Wallace.
Yeah, he's a NASCAR driver, black guy. You got to
That's
get
a
involved.
new-
You got to get his piece of the action, you know.
It's a noose.
Yeah, according to
Yeah,
him.
I guess.
Well, and the
yeah.
FBI, because apparently they sent 15 FBI agents to investigate a rope tied in the shape of a knot, a loop. That seems like absolutely a good
Well,
use of their resources.
it is ironic to me because nobody's actually talking about lynching or nooses or anything like that. That's not been in the conversation for how long? But all of a sudden it pops back up. It's like, huh? What? Where?
Because
Yeah.
they're obsessed with it.
They
They
are.
Well,
can't
the other inconvenient fact about lynching is it wasn't just done to black people. Thousands of white people and every other race were lynched too.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah, this guy got to triple down, and he got to be on CNN to spread this nonsense.
Yeah.
Yes.
The Japanese are white and Caucasian. They do realize that Arabs are Caucasians, Indians are Caucasians.
Well, that's what I actually looked at that. That's what they're basically claiming is that a lot of people, the Japanese people, are derived from people who came from that area and migrated
Well, they
to the,
did. They
all
did.
the way over there.
Uh,
Yeah.
we have lots of evidence, and we actually have some recorded information or through oral history and stuff like that that eventually was recorded. But yeah, no, up in the northern, the areas of
I
India,
knew.
they split off. Oh no, that's a completely different conversation. And the royalty and their army went east, and the merchants and all the rest of the people went west. And when they went west, they ran into our people, the Caucasians. They ran into more Neanderthals, and they ran into some other group, which we don't really know what that is yet. We haven't found any fossils yet. But there's a third part of the white people's makeup that we don't know what it is. But we know that the ones that went east, the Asians, they ran into the Decinovan people, and that's obviously where they got the yellow tinge to their skin, where they got the almond eyes. All that stuff came out of that other human that they interacted with, right? So, in a way, if you go back far enough, we are certainly cousins, I guess. But I don't understand the point of it, though. Why would it matter that Japanese are white? And to be fair, some Japanese are whiter than me. So they can be quite white.
Well,
But
that
what's
was
the
actually
point?
a Japanese website that had that on there. But I don't. I just think they're just reporting on it, what they found. But the racists over here in the West, the ones who claim they aren't, will often say things like that, and they'll pretend that because Asians succeed, they're white, which is just horrifically racist towards anybody who's not an Asian or a white person. But whatever, I didn't say it; they did.
Hmm. Well, I mean, there is some truth to it. Like I kind of laid out in the most simple way possible, but there is some truth to it. But I don't understand the point. It doesn't mean
Well,
anything.
what haploid group are the Japanese in?
Same one
Generally
we come
speaking.
out of if you go back far enough. Like I said, yeah.
Well, I mean, completely off topic what we're talking about, but it makes sense too. Just where those people come from, Europe and over there is similar, so we would be similar. Makes sense.
Yeah, sure, sure. I mean, with all the other peoples of the earth, we have outside of the sub-Saharan Africa, the Black Africans, we all have Neanderthal in us. Like I said, we white people have another group we don't know yet. The Asians have the Decinovan. The Native Americans, especially North Americans, are clearly a mix of Asians and whites coming in and mixing together. So all the rest of us have these other elements in us. The Black Africans are the only ones who are pure, I guess, if you want to call it that. They don't have a lot of that extra DNA strands in their makeup. So. But I just don't. That's fine. There's an argument to be made. I just don't get the point. I mean, who in the hell would ever consider Japanese to be white people? They're clearly not. Oh my God, what is that?
Probably the same people who say that there's absolutely no such thing as race, even though literally everybody on the planet can visually see the differences.
Quarter Black Garrett is doing something. Don't get yourself killed there. You guys like Steven Crowder?
Yeah, I've been watching him again recently. He's been covering the riots pretty well.
He has. He has.
Mm-hmm.
He's struggling. I think of not making straw man arguments. He's trying not to, but it's difficult. But I get it. I get it. I
Well,
do.
you shouldn't be making arguments with people like this anyway. They're insane and completely irrational.
You heard this guy talk? He was saying the police didn't show up to help him when he got 5 shots, but he was inside the chop Chaz thing at the
Yeah, yeah,
time.
yeah.
So little bit of cognitive dissonance.
A little bit. A little bit. It's like, yeah. I hope you lose that. At least you're alive. At least you're alive, brother. Oh, what's that? What? This statue is going to celebrate diversity? What?
What is he?
Of Gorgons?
What was that face
No,
doing?
this is a joke. Obviously, this is one of those people that they have that they stand motionless and do the statue thing, isn't it? Or is it an actual? It can't be a real statue. There's no way.
I think that's a statue. According to
There's
this,
a
it's in
statue,
Malmo,
Chester.
Sweden. And it literally looks like a Gorgon child. I
It
don't
does.
know what's going on there. Why they picked the most ridiculous possible hairstyle to put in a statue? But hey, whatever.
Well, as we were talking about earlier, these liberals, progressive people, they are racist. They are.
Yes.
I mean, the rest of
Horrifying.
us, we expect you to follow the same rules and climb the same damn ladders we have to, but not these progressives, not them. I mean, look at that. I mean, I'm sure you can find people who look like that, but in this combination, really, Jesus, man,
Yeah, that'd be
Certain amount of
unfortunate.
crack needs to be taken. Yeah.
Be very
a lot
unfortunate.
of crack. Yeah, yeah. Say no one has ever tried communism except for Denmark. I really wish these. This is Engeltine. He's making a joke, but I really wish these idiots would stop saying the Scandinavians are socialist. They're not. Denmark and the other Scandinavian countries keep telling you we're not socialist. They don't listen. They keep
I'd
saying,
be
"Look,
socialist
socialism
for
works there." Where? No, what? What are you talking about? Those are capitalistic republics, huh? And I
No
think
one has tried real fascism.
Yeah, I guess. But Sweden did try socialism for a little while, and their system collapsed so quickly they retreated with their tail behind their legs real fast. Well, it was back in like the late
Yep,
80s,
that didn't
early
work.
90s, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. They keep saying this stuff. You're idiots. God, they don't read anything, dude. They have no clue. That's what infuriates me is the lack of education, dude. But I suppose that's where you get your soldiers, right? From ignorance. Wow, Venezuelan money, just garbage on the side of the street. Damn, damn. And then, by the way, this is the extent of my Twitter interaction. Looking, I don't
That's probably for
post.
the best.
Yeah, I know I don't, because it's just insanity what people get up to in here, man. And as you can see, this is my Twitter feed, so these are people that I follow. Oh, hey, Kermit. All right, Kermit, you go, Kermit.
I'm having a little sip of tea. Yeah, that's tasty. Wow.
Lipton commercial. Poor SpongeBob. He's been made a homosexual now. Even though the creator said he's a sponge, he's asexual. They don't care. They don't care.
They don't give a shit. Yeah, just defile that man's grave when he died 2 years ago. Real nice.
Yeah. So here, this Bubba Wallace thing we're
Yeah.
talking about. If you guys seen the video,
Yeah.
I mean, it's literally someone just tied a knot in the rope, so it'd be easier to grab a hold of it and pull the door down, right?
Yes. I, who am not a race car driver and have not been in thousands or hundreds of garages, have been in dozens and seen that particular little loop probably a dozen times at least.
Yeah. It's called convenience. Yeah, and of course, who's he talking to? Don Lemon. Oh, Donnie. I wonder if he's got his boyfriend yet. He wanted to get one. That was his goal for 2019. To get a boyfriend and get nipple piercings. Hopefully he was
I
successful.
think he's married now to some white guy. How funny is that?
Oh, that's nice. And I know we're just kind of doing nothing here, but I think we just want to hang out, guys. But appreciate
Hey,
you all being in here with us.
How about we show the Florida Man video?
Yeah, sure. I'll do that in a second here. Of course. Ooh, cash grab. Okay. Let's see if there's anything else interesting, and I'll go and end up with that. But It looks like it's a little quieter in here. Or maybe people are just sick of it. I know there are certain hashtags I could search, and we don't want to do that. That looks like today is more normal life. It's kind of a cute girl. She's kind of cute.
Head shagger.
Of course you would. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey,
Well,
it's a lady, American Dream, a lady Captain America. You get them. You teach them.
big titties. What's going on there?
You know,
I support this. I support
Uh-huh,
this.
uh-huh.
Steve never looked so good.
yeah, he never did. Yeah, yeah.
I mean, Rob Liefeld also drew him with some big titties. So.
True. Even the guys. Uh-oh, Candace. They must hate her with a passion, dude.
Oh man, Dave Chappelle went after her. Said that she's the most articulate idiot he's ever heard, and I was like, well.
Yeah. Well, no,
There you
Dave
go.
Chappelle, he chose a side. He chose a side.
He,
Yeah,
he
he
did.
definitely chose a side.
Yeah, he did.
It's a
Yeah.
shame.
Yeah. Well, I mean, whatever. He can do what he likes.
Dave can talk all the crap he wants. He'd bang her, and he knows it.
Oh, well, God, yeah, I would think so.
Didn't
but,
she married a white guy from Britain, didn't she?
Yeah, some really rich guy.
Yeah,
Good
well,
girl. Good.
Yeah.
Smart girl.
That's right.
Yeah.
A little hypergamy going on there.
Hypergamy.
If I could find some rich old woman to marry me, I would. Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm married now, but if I wasn't married.
I'll get onto it. I'll find me
Yeah.
a cougar.
My wife did the opposite. She was smart.
You married a poor young man? What? Is that what you're getting at?
No, dude. What are you talking about? When I met her, I was a successful musician, dude.
I figured that's what you meant.
Doc Salem, that was a cool book. All right, anyway, let's go over here and take a look at Florida Man again. We will look at the video and then we'll end it up for today. I do apologize, guys. We usually like to do 2 hours here with the FanSpeak, but that just was all negative, and I couldn't find anything positive. And my God, dude, it's so brutal out there, dude. It's so brutal, right?
Yeah, it's pretty rough.
Yeah,
Pretty rough time.
because even in video game stuff, it's just brutal. It's brutal. So I mean, whatever. But this isn't brutal. This is fun, entertainment.
Oh, actually, 1 second. Speaking of video games, completely off topic, but we got plenty of time anyway.
We do.
I actually watched. They did an Avengers game that's coming out, right? I watched. They had like a gameplay trailer and stuff, and talked about some of the systems. I am very pleasantly surprised. That game looks way more intensive and fun than I expected it to be. We'll see if
What
it
game
actually is the Avengers game.
Yeah.
But granted, they played right to my sense. Maybe it was made just for me because, of course, they showcased Thor. But he looked great. The other Avengers look great. It actually looks like a lot of fun. So there's some good news. So hopefully that game, when it comes out in September, isn't the drizzling shits and is good.
Yeah, no, we're gonna have to pay attention to that. That's fair. That's fair. It's been a while. We haven't had a good game in a long time. Pixel
Baldur's
Trader.
Gate. That I'm looking
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just saying it's Baldur's Gate that I was looking forward to.
Oh,
I
yeah.
keep seeing more and more of that game, and it's looking excellent.
It does look good. Yeah, that and Cyberpunk are definitely on my radar. Pixel says, when I met her, I was a successful musician, and now I run D&D games and watch people draw weekly.
Very romantic.
Thanks, Pixel. Lots of love. Anyway, let's take a look at this actually really good trailer. So let's take a look.
Hey man, y'all got beer still?
You've seen the stories. Now, writer Mike Barron and artist Todd Mulrooney are bringing the quintessential Florida man, Gary Duba, to life. Gary's just a regular guy living in a trailer with his girlfriend Crystal, but he's got dreams, big dreams. He just invented house suspenders that will secure any home to the ground in rough weather. And now he's going to show them off on Piranha Pool, the TV show where venture capitalists and entrepreneurs pony up if they like your pitch. But when his gal Crystal gains notoriety as an infamous amateur wrestler, she quickly advances to the pro circuit where her greatest challenge is an angry Australian grappler. Follow Gary and Crystal on their extraordinary journey from rags to riches. To rags, to riches, to rags, to riches. All while dealing with shady lawyers, toilet snakes, wild gators, cheating hearts, feral hogs, and problem shoppers. Back Florida Man today and reserve your very own copy of the Florida Man graphic novel. We're bringing back funny books, y'all.
Holy shit, that was a good trailer.
It is a good trailer. I've heard this. I've listened to that trailer several times. It's a great trailer. But I noticed something new today. Problem shoppers. I hadn't caught that one before for some reason.
Yeah, that's something that's in there.
All right, cool.
I've said it before. He goes shopping or robs a convenience store with an alligator, like he's carrying an AK-47 kind of thing. So
right, yeah.
Some of that's in there.
Yeah, well, the first guy in the video, that's a real life clip, I'm assuming.
Yes, it is. Yeah. He put like underneath, made it seem like it was Gary, but it's really, really quick and just one of those things.
Sure. Well, it's just who walks into a store with a gator under the arm?
Someone from Florida,
I guess. It's like, damn, dude. Anyway, all right, we're going to wrap it up today. Do appreciate you guys coming in, being part of it. Do keep in mind that tomorrow, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we, of course, are doing Drawn and Quartered. And let me go over and check and see what's on the schedule for tomorrow. Let's see here. Oh, we got Sins of the Fae. We got Buddy Lord coming in. Oh, nice. All right. So that should be fun.
Buddy?
Yeah.
Dr. Wright? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So, we'll see how that goes. But the Sins of the Fae, I know we checked out that art several times, long time ago, though. That was way back. It was good-looking stuff, though. I do remember. You remember that, Booster? No, nothing.
It's been too long.
Crickets.
Too many projects.
But I do remember it was very flowery, very like elven-esque art. From what I remember. But we'll see what it is tomorrow. We'll see how it goes. But nevertheless, come check it out. We do appreciate you guys. Stay safe out there, please. There's definitely some chaos going on, but also enjoy your family. And we have ourselves the 4th of July coming up, and it should be fun. Let's see. He says that Zevius may be coming as well. Yeah, I saw that. Very nice, very nice. So, all right, let me go around the board here, and let's see. Who wants to namaste us out of here today? As the hands
Booster.
fly up. Booster?
Booster does.
Booster does.
I don't want to.
Okay,
I don't have one.
Booster is namasteing, and he's got a minute or two to figure it out. So go ahead. All right, guys, we'll check you out tomorrow, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but we will start with Todd. Go ahead, dude.
Oh, yeah, let me just say that the independent comics, the revolution of independent comics, I made a post about a bunch of creators. You know what? F them all. Support independent comics. Support all the creators. Graham Nolan, R.T. Bear, Aaron Lopresti, all the small guys, Six Gun Gorilla, you name it, Niobe, Larry Holder.
Yeah, Larry.
Support them. Don't let this the medium die. American comics are very important. While the world is sort of on fire and distribution is really kind of shot, let's help out the small creators.
Yeah, I agree, 100%. That's namasteable right there. Thundero?
Yeah. We are going to be doing the movie this Saturday. I didn't do it last week, but we're going to do it this week. I had to postpone it because I had some stuff I had to do. But we're going to do it this week, and the movie actually, I'm just going to say what it is. Chester, if you have the time, you might want to come check it out. It's going to be I Am Dragon, because I found it on Amazon Prime, so we're going to watch it.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that was that Russian movie that looked really good. So I'm going to watch it. We'll watch it in here, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you wanna watch it with us, just hop into general around 8 in the general voice chat in the Discord, and we'll watch it. Other than that, I will see you guys Saturday if you want to watch the movie. On Sunday for TFT. Did we ever pick a topic? What were we doing for Sunday?
Yes, we did. Heaven's Gate. Basically
yes,
suicide cults. But
Suicide cults.
Heaven Gates.
So Booster, basically your life story. Gotcha.
Yes. Well, I don't know. Booster hasn't probably cut his penis off yet, but there's still
Ooh,
time.
I hope not.
Yeah.
Not yet. I've been thinking about it. I got the shares here, but I don't.
That sounds like a terrible way to do it, but okay.
No, it's not good.
But anyway, I'll see you guys then. Have a good one.
Cool. Thank you, Thundero.
I'm not using it.
Slick Jimmy.
Everybody, take care of yourself, and it's not as bad as it seems, but it could be better. Have a good day.
That's fair enough. That is fair. Booster, namaste us out of here, man.
Hey, me. I'm doing a cover for White Lily issue 5 as commissioned to me by GOP Gamer, and it's going to have all the silliness you expect, but it's been taking me a lot longer than I expected because he wants me to put in so many freaking characters. I should have asked for more money, but that's the way of the game, baby.
I guess.
So we'll be launching a Kickstarter for that soon. We'll see if anyone buys it. It's been fun to do, and I would love to see something I do on the cover or something. It'll be fun. And as for a namaste, be excellent to one another and party on, dudes.
Party on, dudes. Namaste.
Okay.
Abraham Lincoln.
Abraham Lincoln. All right, guys. Later.
Bye.